Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Monday, May 23rd, 2022. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. If you didn't find all the events we talked about this morning, like you're not at one of those right now, you missed out. There were like 3 events happening. Like 3. Sounds really great and professional. There were like 3 events today, guys. No, three events happening today. The pinning ceremony today in Fitchburg. We had the network meeting, and that's going on still at the 6 o'clock hour here. And then we also had the community center, teen center meeting talk. That's still going on at this hour too. So we'll bring you all of those coverage of those meetings and events here on Talking Fitchburg tomorrow. But on today's show, we'll get you updated on the latest headlines. We've got the police department in, police update. Lieutenant Ned Edward will be in to give us that update. A lot happening at the police department. And then we also have the Fact TV update, which we kind of broke news earlier in the year that we are going to go down to 2 channels, but that's coming up here in the month of June. So we're going to get you prepped for that. We'll talk about that in our update for TV. But first, we do turn our attention to some headlines today, and we start with the job openings at City of Fitchburg. We got some openings still, and we'd love to have you join Team Fitchburg. That's right. Check it out. So here's what we've got available. It's starting to shrink down, by the way. It used to be like 3 pages. Now we're down to 1 page. So better act fast, as they say. All right. Administration intern position available. We've got a building attendant, deputy city assessor, police officer, lateral or entry level. That means no experience necessary. Or if you are experienced officer, you can transition right in. Police records clerk, position opening up at the police department. Program assistant in the Parks and Recreation Department. Seasonal parks maintenance position in Public Works. Seasonal utility maintenance, that'll be in Public Works as well. And those last 3 I mentioned have sign-on bonuses of $500. Just got to ask about that when you apply, and they'll share that information with you on how to receive the bonus. All right, Fitchburg Fire Department hosted some training last week, and we got some cool photos coming in from this as they were doing some pretty high rope rescues. That's a pretty tall crane and a bad looking fire truck right there. All right. This past week, the Fitchburg Fire Department hosted a rope rescue technician course instructed by Vector Rescue. This course and it exceeded the professional standards, the NFPA 1006 for rope rescue. So firefighters from Fitchburg, along with firefighters from Verona, Sun Prairie, Monona, and Stoughton Fire Department attended. Yeah, they were, look at that. They were in Epic. They were at the Coliseum. They were everywhere dangling. So if you saw people hanging from the roof, you know what it was. It was some awesome training going on there. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. At least you know that at the Coliseum and at Epic, you can drop down from the roof, I guess. Is that what we're saying here? Nah, pretty cool training indeed. And yeah, fire department training is so fascinating, I think. And Fitchburg does so many cool different trainings. So glad they shared those photos. Glad we had a chance to share those here on TF. All right, turning to retirements. We've had a lot of retirements in the police department and some great work from employees for many years. And another one here, familiar face, and this officer, Virginia Thane, signed off after 28-year career in law enforcement. 28 years. That's incredible. After starting with McFarland Police Department, Officer Thane joined the Fitchburg Police Department in October of 1996. During her career with Fitchburg Police Department, Officer Thane served as a sergeant, field training officer, EVOC instructor, crisis intervention team, and peer support team member. Officer Thane cared deeply about the building relationships with the community, especially those most in need, and cared even more deeply about helping her fellow officers as members of the peer support team. Her hard work, excuse me, and positive attitude and smile will be remembered and missed at the department. Please join us in recognizing Officer Thane for her 25 plus years serving our community. We wish her the best in her retirement. Congratulations. Crazy. And it's a familiar face, certainly, that I've seen over the years being here. At least I got to spend the last 11 years here with her. And awesome job and congratulations, and enjoy retirement, Virginia. It's a great job there. All right, turning our attention to a virtual public hearing for Metro Transit and that network redesign. The Madison Metro Transit and the City of Madison Transportation Policy and Planning Board will hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. to discuss the proposed network design expected to go in effect in June of 2023. That meeting will be held on Tuesday, May 31st at 6 p.m. You can register to speak or watch the event virtually. You can do that through the Madison Metro Transit website. And for more information on Madison the Transit or activities, you can call 266-4904 and they'll get that information in. Materials and everything else is online about the network redesign project that is going on. We have those meetings available through our website, fitchburgwi.gov. Just click on Fact TV. All right, you may have heard of a salmonella outbreak on a peanut butter. One of my favorite peanut butters, in fact. Check your home for recalled Jif brand peanut butter. If you have recalled peanut butter, throw it away. Don't eat it. Excuse me. Got to tickle my throat here. Check the numbers there. We have them on your screen. 127-425 through 2140425 with 425 at the end of the first 7 numbers. And you can check the recall notice at cdc.gov/food safety/outbreaks. But yes, Jif peanut butter there. A salmonella outbreak was noted over the weekend. I want to make sure to get it in here and share the details with you. All right, finally, we're going to talk about the National Click It or Ticket campaign. The National Click It or Ticket Special Enforcement Campaign begins May 23rd and runs through June 5th. State and law enforcement agencies across the country will be participating in the campaign to encourage seatbelt use. So click it or ticket, day or night, doesn't matter. Have your seatbelt on. Make sure others do as well, especially as we head into the Memorial Day weekend. A lot of traffic out there for sure. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we're going to check in with our friends at the Fitchburg Police Department. A lot of activity happening there. We'll get you an update. Plus, we'll check in with Fact TV and tell you about our new channels. That's next here on a Monday edition of TF.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. We were underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me from the Fitchburg Police Department, we got Lieutenant Ned here. Ned, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing fantastic, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for taking the time out. Glad to have you back on the show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, really with a focus on staff and personnel. You've had some changes in personnel. You've had some recruiting. You've had a dog that celebrated a 40th anniversary. You've got a little bit of everything going on. So let's start with some retirements and staff. You had a couple of notable names here retire after many years of great service.
Yeah, lots of years of service has recently retired from our department. Civilian service employee Victor Marsh retired, his second retirement, walking out after six plus years of service as a civilian service employee as a dispatcher. We're going to miss him and his skills. And then Officer Virginia Thane retired after more than 25 years in law enforcement, closer to actually 28 years in law enforcement and more than 25 years with us. And so she played a critical role in a number of very important units in the department. And we will miss her, but wish her the best of luck.
Yeah, and she and Victor both have very familiar faces. I don't know why, but they both stand out to me because I've ran into them so many times. So either way, congratulations to those folks. You also have a pinning ceremony. So we brought on some folks with a recent recruitment. Tell us about that ceremony that happened today, and what's the status, I suppose you'd say, of these officers.
Sure. So the badge pinning ceremony is something that we want to use to kind of bookend new employees, beginning fresh start with our department, and welcome them in with their friends and family. We had 5 officers that were pinned today, 2 of whom recently completed the law enforcement academy. Another 2 who are coming to us as lateral officers, they're experienced officers from other departments. And then one of our officers that's been in our field training program who had not yet been formally pinned with his badge. So he'll be recognized. In addition to those 5 who were recognized today, we also have another officer that is going to be starting the law enforcement academy coming up here very shortly. So in summary, we have a lot of new faces that you'll see in our department and out in the community.
Yeah, certainly is. And that's just because of the retirements that have been going on. So certainly welcome to all the new officers coming on board. And then we do have a recruitment. So we still got more work to be done here. Tell us about the recruitment that is on its way.
Yep. So we are in the middle of a police officer recruitment due to, as you said, the retirements and the new positions that were added for the Town of Madison attachment that's coming on later this year. We are hiring. We are looking for individuals out there, and no police experience is necessary. We want to get people to think about seeing themselves in this position, regardless of your background, your education, your experience. We're looking for people that are problem solvers, critical thinkers, good communicators. So this isn't limited to folks that went to school for criminal justice or are, really open to anyone. So we encourage people to give it some thought. There's more information available on our website. And if you take a quick second here and look, you could see yourself.
Oh, wow. You're kidding me.
See yourself in this uniform. So application, yeah, you could see yourself or others that you might recognize in this position. So visit our website, learn more about the position. You can come and do a ride along. Applications are due June 5th. So we encourage people to really take a second and really step forward into this challenge.
Where did you get that photo? You have your sources. Are you and Andrew in on this? I like Andrew in the
no, there was no collusion here. I have my sources.
Well, first off, I don't know. You're going to need a really tall and long uniform for BAMLIT if that's the case. And for me, I must have dropped some weight. So that's a good thing. If it means I'm going to drop some weight to join the police department, I think that's probably a win-win for me. But you're right. No experience required, and step forward to serve. I love that. That's written in here on the marketing that you're using to get officers in here. And there's a lot of opportunity too once you get in the department, and we'll talk about some of the opportunities next time that we do have an interview with you. But that's, I think, a good thing too in recruiting, is knowing that there are ways to move up in the department. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, there are a lot of different assignments that are out there, and we're adding some new things, and we'll talk about that next time.
Well, one of those is the K9 unit, and Drago celebrating his 40th anniversary.
Yeah, hard to believe. 40 years.
Where have I been?
Yeah, I mean, the department's already been around for 50 years now, 51 years. So yeah, Drago, if you do the math in Belgian Malinois years, that works out to 5 years of service. So We've appreciated each and every day of that service. Drago and his partner, John, who sometimes gets left out of the equation here, have been a phenomenal part of our department, and it's hard to believe that it's already been 5 years.
Yeah, it's a good duo there, though, team. And the K9 teams, we're on our second team, both have done a wonderful job with supporting the community, and then the support that a K9 offers, another tool, if you will, for the police department. So it's great overall. Finally, we've been highlighting retirements, new jobs. One thing that's happened this past month is the police memorial and then police week, plus the Wisconsin Law Enforcement Memorial. So we've had a little bit of everything, and we got to talk about all of those. So Ned, first off, tell us a little bit about Police Week, the National Police Week movement. And we had an officer who actually went to DC to help support some of the activities that went on.
Yeah, May 15th was designated by the president as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week around that is Police Week. And so every year, thousands of people converge on Washington, D.C. Among those are 6,000. This year, we're 6,000 survivors of fallen law enforcement officers. Sergeant Nick Clemens, who is one of our motor officers, had a very important duty out there this week, or actually last week now, of escorting along with close to 150 motor officers from around the country, escorting these survivors as they arrived at the airport to their hotels. And they were honored. Those survivors were honored and recognized. This year, there are over 600 officers that were added to the National Law Enforcement Memorial, which is a sad thing to think about. But the whole purpose of that week is to really honor their sacrifice. It's also to recognize the hard work and sacrifices that those serving make on a daily basis to their communities. And then locally, Friday, that was the Wisconsin Law Enforcement Memorial ceremony down at the state capitol. That's where the Wisconsin Memorial is. And again, there's names on there that are etched into eternity to honor their sacrifice that they gave to their communities in the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, Ned, I appreciate you breaking that down, and want to send a heartfelt thank you to you and all of the officers at the Fitchburg Police Department, law enforcement in Wisconsin and across the nation for everything that you're doing. It's been a forever changing career, certainly, and a lot of challenges, a lot of great things that happen that people will never hear about. But overall, thank you to you and to the staff for everything that you're doing here to keep our city safe and help our city as well.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. We appreciate all the support that we receive from the community over Police Week and throughout the year. Really, we're very fortunate to serve such a great community, and we're also extremely fortunate to have such a great police department. All of our people are awesome and do a great job every day, and so it's a great thing to be a part of, and we appreciate the recognition.
Well, I appreciate you, Ned, and your time for helping us out here on Talking Fitchburg, and we'll check back in with you next month, sir.
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
You bet. You can check the police department's website, follow them on social media, stay up on the latest on what's happening at the department. And of course, we'll check back in with the police department next month. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next. We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the guest segment. And today it's Fact TV. And we got some special announcements for you today in our Fact TV update. We had talked about this earlier in the year that Fact TV will be going down to 2 channels. And it's not because of budget. It's not, well, you can't say it's not for budget. It's for good budget savings, but it's also really in tune with all the activities that we're doing here at Fact TV to make things more streamlined and easier for you to watch. But really, we're not giving up any of the great work that we're doing. We're really just combining what we already do great and continue to do it better as we move forward. So let me explain. So we talked about this earlier. And coming this June, Fact TV will be going down to 2 channels, F1 and F2. We had F1, F2, and F3 before. But now we're going down to 2. And what does this mean? Well, the government channel is going to become F1, the Gov. Yes, F3 moving to F1. And the community channel, well, it stays the same with great coverage. So the media channel, we need to say a proper goodbye. Thank you, media channel, for all of your success and helpfulness. The retirement's going to be great. That's all I'm saying, F1. It's going to be great. Media, you did your job, and we salute you. But our community bulletin board is not going away. So the community bulletin boards will still be airing on our media channel, or our media channel will still be airing on our Gov channel and our community channel. But there will be no more F1 media channel. Like I said, we're cutting down to 2 channels. And again, it's pretty much the media channel has been just a community bulletin board. Sometimes we had programming on it when we needed to use it, but we really feel that going down to the 2 channels is going to better fit our operations and, again, continue to provide the great services that we already have. So we don't have to give up any great services, but we'll be able to save some funds for other projects in the long run. And that's a good thing for the department and the community. So F1 or F3 going to F1. Let's talk about it. Government channel is going to become F1. It was 3 going to 1. So no change as far as the channels line up themselves. Excuse me. We already have great government coverage, and that's all going to stay the same. So we're going to continue to do everything the same. The only thing that's changing is the logo, but the channels themselves aren't changing. There is no change to whether you watch it on cable TV, Apple, all of that stays the same. It's just the logo will change to F1 instead of F3. So, and as I mentioned, the community channel, that stays the same with all of your great programming. I kind of put a list there of the programming that we have on there. That Fact TV is producing currently. So we still got all of our great shows on there for you, and we'll continue to do that and expand when we can on bringing you great programming. But our channel, the community channel, is all about the community, what's going on, and keeping you up to date on what's happening in and around the city of Fitchburg. All right, so let's go to the actual update of Fact TV. And yeah, there it is, F1, the Gov channel. Now we lead with the government channel. So awesome. And as I mentioned, nothing changes with the channel. So all of that stays the same. It's just now F1, the Gov. And of course, you can find all of your great meeting coverage. That's a list of a few of the many meetings we cover each and every day. Most of those meetings are covered live, and you can check that out again at fitchburgwi.gov. You'll be able to click on F1, the Gov channel, to check out those meetings. And again, to reiterate, the government meetings the channels and stuff are staying the same. The streaming is staying the same. It's just F1 instead of F3 for our government meeting coverage. So we don't want to overcomplicate this, but we wanted to keep what as far as where you find us the same, just different logo for our Gov channel F1. Turning to our community channel, no changes on that one at all. It's still the community channel F2, and it still has great programming. And let's take a look at what's coming up the month of June. We continue to provide you Talking Fitchburg updates starting at 9:30 every day, Monday through Friday, and Talking Fitchburg rewinds throughout the day. And of course, Talking Fitchburg new show airs at 6 p.m. and then replays 10, 7:30, and noon the next day. And we hope you'll continue to check us out on that. As far as new shows coming here for the month of June, still standing new episode should be premiering Safe Communities, Death and Despair webinar series. BB9, that's Business Before 9. We should have that coming up, and the Fitchburg Memorial Day ceremony coming up as well. And I should mention too, and I didn't include it in here, but D1 All-Stars has a new episode coming up. I just realized that. I'm like, darn it, I didn't get it in here, but hey, I can still verbally say that. And again, no changes to the channel for the community programs. Still going to be on F2, and it's still going to be on the same channels that it was. Streaming, and of course available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. If you haven't checked it out there, that's where the full HD coverage is at. Finally, our community bulletin board, that still exists. We're still keeping it. Still going to have up-to-date information. It's just going to be a community bulletin board, which in our book, it's always been called that. But let's take a look at just some of the recent graphics that were added here. You got your pickleball clinic coming up on Saturday, May 28th at McGaw Park. Hopefully you can come out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Fitchburg Farmers Market started back up. It's on Thursdays, started on May 5th and continues the rest of the season, 3 to 6 p.m. on Thursday. You have that road construction happening on County Highway MM and McCoy intersection, and that runs through August now. Remember, no left turn onto MM and no left turn from MM to McCoy. That is prohibited as they construct the stoplights at that intersection. And remember, you can stay connected with Fact TV. We show you this every day, but with the new logo on, I mean, come on. Make sure you check us out, F1, F2. 2 great channels, great content. It stays the same. Just not having our media channel. That does it for our Fact TV update. We're going to take a quick break, wrap up the show next. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank our friends from the Fitchburg Police Department, Lieutenant Ned. Well, it's Edward. It's Edward, Lieutenant Edward. Just leave it at that. First, always picking on me. I'm just going to leave it at that. Remember, Fact TV is going down to 2 channels in June. The construction of those 2 channels will start next week after Memorial Day. That's when we make it connected with Fact TV.